Hi, welcome to another episode of Mom Does It All. If you're looking for encouragement, empowerment, and uplifting in motherhood and mompreneurship, this is the show for you. I'm your host, Marta, triplet mom, certified success coach, and all things motivation extraordinaire. In this episode, I'll be answering the question, Marta, why are you encouraging moms to feel dissatisfied with motherhood? Let's get right to it. Earlier in the week, when I was thinking about what I could potentially talk about on this week's solo episode, I had every intention on dedicating this episode to Sammy. I remember it was either on the very first episode or the third episode when I talked about what having triplets is like. I said I wanted to dedicate an entire episode to talk about Sammy's lung condition and the whole journey that it's been, getting diagnosed and all the challenges that we have faced, especially because of what we've been going through lately with him going to school and having to handle, being on oxygen and all of that. I still will do that, but other things happened throughout the week that made me feel like I needed to address them and that I'm, excited about and things that I'm learning. And this is one of the reasons why I like recording the solo episodes, a couple days before, because I want to talk about what I'm learning and what's going on. And because how I've said several times before, it helps me sort through what's going on. And then I feel like it's very valuable insight as I am being very raw and vulnerable and authentic with you guys with what is happening in my life. And I've been getting so much positive feedback. And like I, have been talking about how important it is for you to be authentic so that people will connect with you. This has been the platform to do that. And I am so grateful for all the feedback. But anyway, so I had decided that 2019 was going to be the year of visibility for me and my business, and taking it offline, connecting with people in person, and not just being focused on the online space, especially because with the kids starting school, I have more flexibility and more freedom, if you will. And I really thrive of connecting with people in person, and it's a different energy and a different vibe, and that's one of the reasons why I love podcasting so much, because it's not just text and a picture. It's not so static, There's, more personality, and because I am such a bubbly, vibrant person, this is what I love. And in that sense, I have been applying to different speaking opportunities, like TEDx talks, and something that I came across that I had never heard about and that I am super excited about is called 1 Million Cups. And it's an event that happens all over the U.S. in different cities, so you can look it up, and I will link it in the show notes. And they do it weekly, and usually it's either one or two people per session that gets up there and shares about their startup company and present their business model to a diverse audience. So usually, there are mentors, advisors, entrepreneurs from different industries. And so they present for about 6 to 8 minutes, talk about their business and everything that they do, their offer, mission statement, pretty much like a glorified elevator pitch, I guess. And then for 45 minutes, the people in the audience will ask questions and give them feedback, tell them what was clear, what was not. And this is really exciting to me because, especially being in the online space for so long, over 2 years, it's nice to get out there and have someone that has no idea who I am, that has never seen my Instagram or heard a podcast episode, especially men or people, women that are not moms or whoever, get to see what I do and tell me what that sounds like to them. So I'm so excited about doing that. I actually went to my first one this week, and it was really, really interesting to see, it's a learning experience too, to hear people kind of critique what you do and how you present yourself. And it's kind of like a Toastmaster, which is, I went to two Toastmasters meetings, to a couple last year while I was gearing up to doing this. But I really like the idea that this type of event is focused on you pitching yourself, essentially, because this is what we practice as entrepreneurs so much, right? So I'm excited to do that. And when I started applying for these here in Colorado in different cities and in some of the bigger cities here, lots of them responded and said, yes, I would love to have you on. And what I loved was that one of the organizers, who was actually a man, an older man, his first response when he saw, my content and everything was, I was moved by your website and video. And that just really touched my heart because, to hear a man say that, usually you'd think women would connect with everything, but, and just, meeting him this week and having him say, I really love what you're doing. This is very needed. Like, that just really warms my heart to hear someone that has no idea who I am. They don't know me like you probably know me, having been following me for a while. You know what I mean? Like, to just have a little bit of a glimpse of what I do and already feel like this is something that matters, that is important, that is needed. It's such confirmation that what I'm doing right now is not like a harebrained idea, a passion project, or just a hobby. This is really a movement that I'm creating here. This message is very needed for women out there, and it just makes me so happy that this is growing. Like, I am getting somewhere. And like I've shared before, I'm the overachiever personality. I always want to succeed and try the new thing and be the best at it. And it's very easy to get frustrated and to forget to celebrate how far you've come and the little victories or the big victories, because I am always so caught up on the next thing that I'm going to achieve. And so these little things have been helping me stop and smell the flowers, essentially, that I am doing amazing, amazing things, and I have to be really proud of myself. And so, of course, I'm going to share more about my presentation once I do it, which will be next week. And I am a little bit nervous, but I like challenging myself and putting myself in uncomfortable positions because that's how you grow, right? And so one of the things that they asked in the forms when I was applying for these events was, what is the toughest question that someone might ask you? And even though no one has asked me specifically, I instantly knew what it would be. And it's funny because when I did this, I don't know if I did this late December or early January, so it's been a while. And it's something that has been coming up a lot the last couple of weeks, especially with the kids going to school. And the question that I wrote on there is, Marta, why are you encouraging women to feel dissatisfied with motherhood? And I'm not. Just to clarify, I'm not. But whoever doesn't really understand this message, whether it is because they don't feel these feelings or because they don't understand that they're feeling these feelings or want to admit that they're feeling these feelings, and I just want to explain that I am not encouraging women to be dissatisfied. I am trying to open up a conversation that is usually avoided or suppressed because it could be shameful and inappropriate, which is for a mom to say that they're not fulfilled, even though they have kids. And I know it has a lot to do with societal roles and, with the expectations that women, that have been imposed on women, and things have been changing over time, over the decades, that women are not necessarily supposed to just stay home and take care of the house and all of that. And it's not that I'm trying to challenge that. It's just a fact that things are changing, that things have been changing. And there's lots of women out there who are not satisfied with just being stay-at-home moms. And not that that's not honorable. It's just something that has been happening. And I feel like, and I know it's because of social media. And so I wanted to address this because there has been a little bit of backlash, and because I want to keep addressing this, to say that lots of women have these feelings of inadequacy, like, who am I right now? This loss of identity and this loss of purpose, which seems so contradictory. You, as a little girl, you grow up wanting to get married, most of us, right? Again, I don't want to generalize, but that's the expectation, right? You grow up wanting to get married and have kids. And then what is there after that? We don't really think that far ahead because it seems like this will be it and you will feel 100% happy, and then it happens and it's not it. And then you feel so guilty and you feel so bad. But this is the reality right now, and there are several different things that you can do. You just have to figure out what that is. And this is essentially the offer that I have, the solution that I provide right now is to help women find this purpose, find what lights them up so that they will create a fulfilling life for themselves and be present for their kids because they're feeling fulfilled within themselves and taking care of themselves. So the whole self-love, the whole self-care thing. And as I am currently working on my branding, I am so excited to be choosing my colors, creating my logo. It's such an amazing program that I'm doing. And I am loving it. If you are looking into doing something like that, definitely reach out and I can share the information for my mentor that's helping me with this because it's the bomb. And as I'm doing all of this work, I'm doing a lot of reflection on my mission statement and on my offers and on the value that I provide. And it made me start reflecting on my entrepreneurial journey period, on my coaching journey period, on how what I've always wanted to do was to encourage and empower moms, period, because I wanted to encourage and empower myself amidst the chaos of being a stay-at-home to triplets. And it all started with health and fitness, and then it evolved into entrepreneurship, into helping women with their business journey. And then now it's kind of an all-encompassing thing where I talk about inner work and getting to know yourself and really, mental health and mindset shifts. And I feel like my mission right now really is just in general helping women find purpose in life postpartum. And that can look different for everybody depending on where you are in life right now and what your goals are, but it's for you to figure out. So I am essentially facilitating this process for you because it's something you wouldn't do on your own otherwise. Otherwise, you would have already done it. It's helping you dig deep to find the things that do light you up, the things that you like, rediscovering your passions and pursuing it. And that could be that you need to improve your health right now and you need to work on your fitness and nutrition. And so that's why I have opened up the group Mom Does It All Fitness. So if you need support with that, you can reach out. So that's one of the tools that I've created for moms with, the whole support with personal development. Like, it's all included, but the focus is on the exercise portion, which has a lot to do with self-care, taking time for yourself, right? And then the other tool that I have offered in terms of mental health and all of that, well, I guess two different things is the Mom Does It All community and the Mom Does It All podcast, which is just encouragement, right? And that also takes care of the entrepreneurship side of things. So especially when I bring in my guests, because it's different moms talking about their businesses. It's not just me. So I guess with the podcast, I have half entrepreneurship, half mindset because of the 2 episodes that I release every week. And then in the Mom Does It All community, I have the different collaborations that I have been having with the member highlights and different women showcasing their businesses and providing value, which is so, so, so exciting. So I am just rounding up the best of the best to give you all of these resources and tell you, there's all kinds of stuff out there to help you find your way. And there's no reason why you should feel unfulfilled right now. there is something out there for you if you want to do something extra outside of motherhood. You just have to figure that out and pursue it. And so this is what I want to help women find. And so I did that 3-day challenge, which was awesome. And I am so excited to do this again in a few months. But what I want to start working on right now really is like a self-assessment, a test for you to see how far along in the process of figuring out your life purpose, how far along you are in the process of figuring out your life purpose. Do you even know, where you're headed in life? Do you even know yourself? Is your life purpose strong? Are you happy with where life is taking you right now? If you don't know how to answer these questions, then most likely you are not very sure in several different areas, not very sure about your identity, not very aware of the direction of your life. And so I want to create this as a free resource to help you get started on this path. So an extra resource, aside from the podcast, from the community, and from the fitness and all of that, for you to see in which area are you lacking awareness and attention that you need to bring attention and awareness to so that you can improve. And so would you be interested in taking something like that? I am so excited to start crafting it and to hear your guys' responses. So really, my idea is to create the self-assessment test and have the results, telling you if, you're pretty far along, you have a really good sense of self or not, and then offering you a session for us to talk this further. And of course, having my extensive coaching program if that's something that you're interested in doing. So lots of different things that I'm working on as usual, and super excited to fine tune my message and to tell you that, if you are feeling like you don't really see where your life is taking you, then you're in the right place, because I'm here to tell you that there's nothing to be ashamed of. You shouldn't feel guilty. And there is a way to figure all of this stuff out. And what was even more interesting, I was almost forgetting, was that as I was thinking about all of these things, someone reached out to me and asked about a resource that talked about self-sabotage. And I was like, I just did a challenge that was all about self-sabotage, and let me share the resources with you. And she went on to open up to me and tell me, I've tried all the network marketing companies under the sun, and I just feel like everything that I do doesn't pan out and it doesn't work, It's just that feeling of unfulfillment, of lack of purpose, and lack of direction, which is exactly why I want to do the self-assessment test, so that you can start getting in this path of getting to know yourself. So it's not like you're going to come to someone, to the oracle, and they're going to tell you this is what you're meant to do. You're going to have to do some work to figure what that is. But it's such a fun process. It's not always pleasant, because it's you being honest and vulnerable with yourself, taking a hard look at yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror, all the things that I've been talking about in the last few weeks. But it's so empowering, and it's so freeing too, because then you start learning not to care about what others think. And that's a whole other topic in itself that's been coming up a lot, which is moms being depressed about their lives because they keep watching Instagram. And I was even looking at some statistics, because I want to add that to my presentation for this 1 Million Cups event. And a lot of it has to do with how people live for social media, pretty much. They live to go check their phones, first thing in the morning, before you even get out of bed, 5 minutes after you open your eyes. It says, statistics say that 60% of people will just reach out for their phone and look at social media. So they're either looking for how many likes they got on something, so looking for that validation, or to see if someone responded, to see if anyone commented, or looking at other people's lives to either feel like their life sucks, or to judge the others and be like, she's not that pretty, or whatever, So that's unfortunately what most people use social media for, and that's why it's so sad. And especially, other statistics say that, 90% of moms have social media accounts and spend at least 3 hours a day on social media. And so that's why you end up losing this sense of purpose because you keep comparing yourself to others. And this is where I come in to help you navigate all of that and find that passion, that zest for life again, because it is there. You just have to find it, right? So super excited. I will keep talking about this assessment that I'm going to be creating. And if you're so pumped about it, let me know. Reach out to me. And don't forget to leave this show a 5-star rating on iTunes. It'll take you 2 seconds, and it will help me with exposure and reaching more mamas with this message of encouragement. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I'll talk to you next time.